to Sunday Morning Coffee with Caryn, episode 64. So amazing. We're going to be talking about how to build heaven on earth. That is the plan today. Make sure you say hi when you log on. So excited to be here. We're going to be really grounding in some of the why it's important to be out of your mental and out of the causal chakra, out of the imagination, and start pulling into the body, into the heart, into the belly, and into the sexual organs to really create this heaven on earth. And also just talk about how you can actually have that right now. It's not something that's like in the future is going to happen. Time is relative. It doesn't exist. It's our perception of time is the only thing that exists. So you can actually tune into this frequency of pure freedom and accelerate your ascension path if you can just use these couple of tools I'm going to give you on a daily basis and start creating the cellular memory necessary to truly embody living heaven on earth. And I'm a testament of it. I have hundreds of people around the world that I've helped with this idea that you can go from living hell, complete and total pain and suffering in all areas of your life, in your body, in your sex life, in your love life, in your... Wow. Hi, Facebook. What's happening? Facebook's having an issue. Instagram, you're still here. Hi, guys. Okay, so we're going to see if Facebook comes back, and if not, we'll try again. Dun, 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 dun. How interesting. Okay, you guys here? Okay, they're here. They're here. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love when this happens. It's just my favorite thing in the whole world. I think it's so amusing. So, Facebook, it looks like you're here. I just can't see you, so let me know. Instagram, I love you guys. Thanks for being patient. Technical difficulties. Well, my favorite thing is that when there's technical difficulties, I just know that the power and the potency is just so fucking intense that that's what's necessary. So, okay, it looks like Facebook is still on live, so we'll just be here. Perfect. I love you guys. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so we're going to start the way that we do every morning, and we're going to light this candle, setting the intention. I already lit it. Setting the intention of clear communication between everyone who's involved with the live stream and watching the replay, knowing that we are divinely supported in all ways, always, and that heaven on earth is really a choice. You can either choose to be living hell on earth, you can be choosing to live just an ordinary life on earth, or you really can choose to be completely free and sovereign and live heaven here on earth. So it's a choice. Everything is always a choice. So we have Mother Mary here, Lady Guadalupe, supporting us, holding us down there. And then this is the holy month of Krishna in India, so we're going to light some Krishna incense. Always when you light incense to clear the space, bringing it in a figure 8 to bring the polarities into the singularity, equaling out the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, bringing in all of those different energies today. You guys know that I am an eclectic goddess of that for sure. I love all the different traditions, and I love working with all of the things. So we're still good here. So let's talk about heaven on earth. So how many of you right now feel like you're really truly living what you would consider a life of pure bliss, pure happiness, pure love, pure creation, pure success, being of service of others? Like, let me know. Are you already there? Are you already there living that best life that you can imagine? The biggest life, the brightest life, the most spectacular, orgasmic, pleasurable, delicious life that you can imagine? And I'll wait for a second because I know there's a delay. I think many of you are, if you could see it, okay? So I know that some people are going to be like, no, I have so much to work on. And the thing is that if we can really tune in and believe that we are already so supported and so guided and so loved, then that's exactly what we will be. We'll continue. So what you have in your life right now is what you continue to have. And you will really, truly be able to to perceive your life as blissful already. And when you perceive it that way, then that's what you continue to receive. Your whole life, the key to everything that I teach in all of my trainings and all of my courses and my high-end one-on-ones is the idea of perception. Okay, the idea of perception. And hold on. We're going to restart Facebook right now. They're having technical difficulties, and I feel bad. Yeah, I know it froze. Okay, hold on, y'all. We're gonna fix it for everyone. Technical difficulties are just like the best thing. I love it so much. I think it's so amusing when the technical difficulties occur. Oh, just gotta roll with the punches, y'all. Just roll with the punches. Just roll with the punches. And then let's make sure that it's not set to only me. Thank you, everyone on Instagram, for being so patient. I appreciate it. It happens sometimes. It happens. We gotta deal with the technology. Okay. There we go. So we're live again. We are live here. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We are here to talk about building heaven on earth, which is really a perception, okay? It's all about how you perceive your reality. Can you perceive that you are already blessed? Can you perceive that you already have so much love and abundance and success in your life? Can you perceive that you are completely and totally taken care of in all ways by witnessing what it is that you already have, and then realizing that there's not very much that you need to do? So the first thing that I'm going to tell you, the biggest thing, maybe not the biggest thing, they're all really big. They're all used in conjunctions. I'm not a very linear person, by the way. That's not how I tend to work. I'm non-linear, extremely. I timeline jump a lot. The thing that really I want to talk about first is dissolving your limitations. Okay, so for the last month or so, I've really been focusing on this idea that thoughts are things and that you create your own reality based on the frequency that you're emitting out into the quantum field. So when you can see a vision, okay, we're talking about today, we're moving down from the mental into the body. That is what I teach. I teach embodiment of your divinity, okay? Resourcing your own divinity really is the most radical act that one can commit in this lifetime. And that means to be channeling to embody your highest self. And last week we talked a whole lot about how that means that your human ego, your human soul that is attached to all of the karmic debt and all the karmic lifetimes really has to die and dissolve for you to then step up and embody your highest self. And there you're a clear, clean channel. You are talking directly to source energy every single moment of every single day. So, hello everyone. Hi Christopher. Hi Christina. Hello everyone. So when you can sit there and you can think, okay, so for me, I'm going to tell you guys, so my big vision right now, the thing that I'm really focused on is that we're going to move the family and we're going to move to Hawaii, and we're going to create a retreat center there. And it's going to be a center where people can come and work the land. If they are someone who doesn't have a lot of resources or funding, they want to live there in Hawaii, they want to learn the beautiful ways of magic, they want to work the land, they want to help with the retreats. And we're also going to be hosting really high-end, really powerful, magical, tantric dragon retreats on the property for high-level, high-net-worth individuals. So we want to start creating that bridge between the classes, right? Allowing everyone to intermingle, allowing connections to be made, knowing that in these crystalline cities, we are going to be going back to that whole idea that it takes a village to raise a child, and dissolving all of this idea of classism, of racism, of poverty, of all of that. We're going to have doctors, electricians. We're going to really be creating our own community out there, and then there will be multiple ones eventually all throughout the world. So that's the big vision that I have for what it is that I'm creating here on this planet, and I'm bringing people in already. It's been pretty insane. So the more that I'm able to focus out here, okay, it's like that scene in is it the Scorpion King? Maybe it's the Mummy 2, where the kid has the thing on his wrist, the scarab bracelet, and he goes like this, and it like projects out. You can see it so clearly in your mind's eye. Well, the next step, and it's what I talked about yesterday on the meditation that I did for you guys, is to then start walking within that vision, to be able to smell the flowers and to be able to hear the people and the street carts, to be able to feel the sand beneath your feet and the wind on your face, to really actually be in that space and time before it's here in your physical. And the only thing that's stopping you from having what it is that you want right now is your belief that you can't have it. So instead of focusing on like, what do I need to do today? What are the action steps I need to take? That's a very masculine mind frame, right? I have a lot of clients that come to me and they're like, I want you to teach me how to channel $100,000 package, because I've helped lots of clients do this. It's the money codes or something that I just have. I'm able to help, quantum leap your business from being a barely 4-figure a month sort of situation up to 6 figures or more per month. That's just something that I know how to teach. But the first thing that people always ask me is like, okay, well, what do I need to do? What is it I need to do? Teach me how to channel, what to do. And then they're sitting there and they're channeling and they're like, okay, guides and beings of life, give me a to-do list. And they want to check off this to-do list. That idea of checking off the to-do list is actually a very matrix-based idea, okay? So what I mean by that is that you're not here to do things. You already have them. You've already received them. The thing that you've created is the blocks, right? Okay. You've created, it's not that you're manifesting abundance into your life. You're not manifesting prosperity. You already are prosperous. You already are love. Like, you're not manifesting your twin flame. You're not manifesting the love of your life. You're not manifesting the job or the clients. You're not doing, they already exist. Those soul contracts have already been signed. They're already done. What you have to do is dissolve the limiting beliefs around the fact that saying that, oh, well, they don't exist yet. Well, if they exist already, where are they, right? And that means going through those ego deaths, going through the shifts and the changes internally to shift your own perception of what's going on. Let's see. Comments. No. Okay. So a way that you can do this is the meditation that I put up yesterday. It was like a 10-minute or so meditation where you really come into your body and you use your hand chakras to move your vision from your third eye into your heart and into your body, and start doing really touching your skin and starting to feel into the manifestation. Okay, you feel what you want to receive. So these are ad nauseum sort of things that get told all the time, but they're so important. The reason why they're ad nauseum is because people don't fucking listen to them. And then years and years and years later, once they're finally also in the teacher seat and they've created all this abundance in their life, or received the abundance that was already come to them, not even created it, they're like, oh shit, maybe if I would have just listened to begin with, right? So what you perceive is what you receive, okay? What you perceive in your life. If you're continuing to perceive lack and scarcity and worry and stress and more bills coming in, or, oh, I have this pattern, right? So a lot of people will come to me and be like, don't worry, Caryn, I don't need to do any of the shadow work. I know all my patterns. Okay, so the fact that you know them means that you're perceiving them. And if you continue to perceive them, then they're just going to be continuing what you receive in your reality constantly, right? So I don't even call what I do shadow work. Even shadow integration. Like, this is about loving all of the bits and parts of you, being complete and whole unto yourself, no matter what else is going on. So if the first thing that we talked about today is dissolving the beliefs that stop you from having what is in the quantum already, because we know that thoughts are things. We know the second that we think the thought, it exists already, and then we are dissolving the blocks between us and receiving it. So if you're someone who's been in a lot of lack, a lot of scarcity, a lot of fear your whole life, when you think a sad, scary, fear-based thought, it immediately shows up and you're like, see, I fucking told you, this is what happens, this is my life. That's because those neural pathways within your brain are already so deeply ingrained. And the closer you are to the age of 41, actually, the harder, like, after the age of 41, the myelin sheaths have calcified, and it actually is harder to repattern your brain. So everything that I teach is based on anatomy, neuroscience, as well as as metaphysics. So that marrying of the body and the mind together within spirit. So the myelin sheaths have created this neural pathway that are like, okay, yep, she was thinking about lack again, so let's create more lack. What she's perceiving is what she's receiving, and it's really easy for us to receive lack because that's what we've always received. So when you start rewiring and you're dissolving, you're literally dissolving the myelin sheath wrapped around your neurons, and you're dissolving your belief systems that you can already have the abundance, the love, the bliss, the happiness, all of that. It's fine. It's not like a bad thing. I'm just letting you know this is anatomy, right, Christina? Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about the fact that the reason why you see all the influencers who are in their 20s going and making millions is because they didn't have as long for their neural pathways to be calcified. It's just, it's anatomy. It's how your brain works. It's brain science. Your new moon magic and with my whole family. Yes! Yes, that new moon ritual was so fucking powerful, guys. If you didn't do it, you still got time. So good. So the next thing is really dissolving the pathways. Thoughts are things. I'm off my thoughts just went away. Oh, the feeling. So you have to feel into your body all of the things that you want and desire, okay? So what I mean by that is if you want a ecstatic love affair, okay, this is a big one coming up. So many people are going through twin flame activations. It's kind of insane. They're meeting people. They're trying to figure out, how do I have a husband in a twin flame, or how do I have a wife in a twin flame, or maybe I just need to leave this old relationship. Maybe it's an earthly karmic contract that needs to just be dissolved, whatever. They forget that they're the creator of their own reality and that we're creating a new earth. So these belief systems around monogamy, around all of that stuff there's still societal structures that you get to decide and choose whether or not you're going to play within, right? So I'm going to use a twin flame activation or twin flame idea just because it's pretty easy to grasp. Twin flames, just this like cosmic idea that you can be a soul sparked and then split off into two different bodies. And that there's like a really deep cosmic connection there. And you actually have a twin flame for every level of consciousness that you're at. It's very I'm learning a lot. But that's just because so many of my clients are like, holy fuck, I met my twin flame. And I'm like, okay, let's pray. So if you're looking for this ecstatic love affair, okay, and you are searching and seeking and searching and seeking, but you don't feel the love, you don't feel their hand in your hand, you don't feel their kiss on your cheek, you don't feel their what it feels like when their body is pressed against yours when you're in the middle of making love. You don't feel the support that they give you, right? Twin flames are super supportive of each other. They're very yin and yang. They're always switching back and forth with who's the poet, who's the song, who's the sunlight, who's the dawn, like it's just very fluid, very back and forth fluidity. And there's no, the twin flame relationship really is this idea that you can be committed to each other while still remaining autonomous and free, and it's not a social construct that we have in our mind, right? So when you're looking for that, if you're like, okay, I'm really ready for true divine love, and it doesn't even need to be a twin flame, it can just be that you're really ready for love in your life, like pure supportive love, like I'm supported in all ways, in the physical, I'm ready to have that person that I can crash against, all of those things. If all you're thinking about is how you've not had that before and how much it sucks to not have it and how sad you are that you don't have it, you're going to continue to not have it. It's when you can say, you know what, I can be that person for myself already, right? Every single person I know that's actually come into a twin flame activation in the last 4 or 5 months had already resolved that they were complete and whole unto themselves. They had the divine masculine, they had the divine feminine, no one needed to complete them, and then all of a sudden a physical embodiment of that shows up in their life and shakes shit up because, dragons. So one is dissolving the reality, dissolving the belief that you don't already have whatever's in your causal plane, right? So let's throw out some things that you guys really want to manifest so I can be a little bit more specific and I'm not just pulling ideas out of the ether. Reunited with my long lost love from 1999 and we just moved in together. Fuck yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so good. Okay, what are some things you guys are manifesting? Give me the deets. I don't want to just keep giving you my own things because I wanted this to be practical, okay? Give me some real things. Give me real life things you want to manifest. If you can't declare it out loud, guys, you're never going to create it, okay? So I'm already feeling a lot of shame and like, ooh, well, I don't know if this is something good that I should share. I don't know if this is, something appropriate. I promise you, I teach freedom in all areas of life, whole life alignment within the freedom frequency. So I deal with sex, drugs, rock and roll, just kidding, money, body, self-worth, like literally any single area of your life. I can help you pull it through the exact same formula. The formula of the energetic Olympian is able to be put in all areas of your life. That's why my logo is Metatron's cube and the flower of life interconnected to each other, because they really can be superimposed. And when you do that, when you combine those two sacred geometries, you're in magic. You're literally living in a portal of dragon energy, and dragon energy is Kundalini energy. It's pure life force creation energy, and it's how you can go from having the craziest, worst day of your life to the best, most orgasmic day of your life in the same fucking day, literally in the same 10-hour period. One day I will share you guys about how that happened, but I mean, it's cliche, but financial abundance, I feel I'm missing the vision of how to do it. Okay, so how? What? Let's drop the word how completely out of your vocabulary. That's a great one. The how is masculine. Okay? So many of us are ultra masculine, even as feminines. Okay? Sorry, as I adjust myself. We're ultra masculine. So that's what I'm talking about. I have clients that come to me and they're like, teach me how to channel. I need you to help me channel a $100,000 package. I want to be able to sell it. You do it with your other clients. Tell me how to do it, how to do it, how to do it. And I'm like, well, the first thing you do is stop asking how to do it. Because wanting to know how to do it is still keeping it in the mental, okay? So if you can imagine that you have 4 bodies, and we're actually this weekend getting a really big upgrade for our 4 bodies as there's solar winds hitting. We're switching in the tropical. So tropical astrology is what a lot of us are used to, Western astrology. Like I'm a Leo in Western astrology, which is what like the horoscopes are. But Western tropical astrology is actually focused on the future. So that's perfect, because I'm really good at helping you bring the future into the now. But if you want to know what's going on right now in your life, you should be looking at your Vedic astrology, because it's actually like 23 degrees backwards. So we're going to stick with Western, because I know it's easier for a lot of you guys. But right now, we're moving in Western from Scorpio to Sagittarius. I believe today's the first day of the sun being in Sagittarius. So we just went through this massive watery death, and now we're going into a rebirth, right? So the rebirth is going to occur as you start taking actions. But the actions that you take aren't the how-to actions. They're actually the dissolving, right? The purification, the fire purification. So burning down the old. I take dragon energy, guys. I'm all about burning down the old, okay? Burning down the paradigm, dissolving, whatever word works for you. I'm much more of the, like, Kali Ma, like go wrathful Dakini energy, and there's other people out there that are a little bit softer. It's whatever you want. Some people like that drill sergeant, like really intensity that I give, and other people need something a little bit softer. It's really your choice, again, who you're going to listen to, but I promise you we're all teaching the same fucking thing. So you don't worry about the how. What you think about, the only thing you think about, Christina, is what does it feel like, okay? What does it feel like to have financial abundance? Because you already have it, okay? It already exists right now. The fact that you can think about having $1 million in your bank account means that it exists already in a timeline of that level. And all you're doing now is taking the density off of your mental and out of your mental body, coming through the emotions of like, okay, so if I think about having $1 million, what is it that's like, oh, that actually makes me feel kind of sick, because I'll have to pay a lot of taxes. Like a lot of taxes. And then that might bring up that you don't fucking believe in taxes, right? You're talking to someone who's like a borderline anarchist. I don't fucking taxation is theft, as far as I'm concerned. So I had to switch that. As I am stepping into my multi-million-dollar version, I had to realize that the more taxes that I pay actually is good. It's good that I have to pay taxes, because when I'm creating more abundance, more money, then I can actually be supporting the legislators that I agree with then maybe I can start talking to them, maybe take them to lunch, be able to talk to them, and then have an effect on being able to lower the taxes eventually, take away some of the taxes, right? So my big vision goal, told you guys before, I've got a lot of them, but I want to be president of the United States of America by 2032 at the latest. Probably 2028 actually is when I'll be running, assuming we still have a country to run for at that point. So you want, yes, being like your own driver is so good. So Christina, what I want you to do is think about, instead of how do I get the $1 million in my bank account, it's what's blocking me. What are the blocks? What are the limiting beliefs that I have that tell me that I don't already have it? Because you already have it. You already have it, okay? Anything that you want, anything you desire, anything that you reach out into the ether and pull and becomes a thought, your thoughts are things. The only thing then stopping you from having it right here, right now, immediately, and creating, I've literally watched people go from having $0 in their bank account to $250,000 in their bank account in a week. I watched them go from charging less than $10,000 a client to $100,000 a client in less than a month, right? It can happen so fucking fast. It's ridiculous. The only thing stopping you is the belief that you don't already have it. And that is rooted in so many layers, and is why I love to work on that one-on-one, right? I'm a structural alignment, myofascial release massage therapist, structural alignment therapist, so I like to get my hands in there and work it through. But I have, a bunch of offers that you can go on, and they're self-led, and they really help you to embody this, to break down the physical layers and the mental layers and the emotional layers and the spiritual layers. What is the belief structure that you're standing on right now? Because that foundation for your belief is the reason why you don't already have the financial prosperity. As soon as you can rewrite your structure and rewrite your foundation of, you know what, having to pay taxes is awesome. I love that. Having the responsibility of having that sorts of millions is great, because that means I'm going to hire an accountant, and then I can hire an assistant, and then I can do this, and then all those little how-tos don't even fucking matter, because you're just sitting on the poolside sipping Mai Tais, and your empire is just getting ran, and you're serving the planet simultaneously. Like anybody else trying to get that life? I know I am. Okay. William, a beautiful new home where I can create artistically, magically, and business-wise. Okay, perfect. Getting an image about my new home being like my own dragon layer. See, perfect. So now, William, I want you to, in your mind's eye, go and create. So artistically, right? So maybe I'm getting an image that maybe you're a painter, and if you're not, just bear with me. So can you sit in the studio and see the canvas in front of you and see all the colors? Like all of a sudden Bob Ross is like channeling through me. Can you see all the colors and see all the palette, right? Can you smell the ink? The smell of the paints, right? Smell of the acrylic paints. Can you paint on there and feel what it feels like to have the different brushes push against the canvas as you move? And I'm saying this, guys, and literally my pussy is just like, oh, orgasmic right now, because that's what it is. It's a full body feel. And if you can get your sex organs online, men, you can get your heart on. Girls, you get your pussy wet. Literally, this is how you do it, because your sex energy is the exact same energy as your creative energy when you were a kid. That's still sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra can't be activated until the root chakra is activated. And everyone's so chasing the root. They're like, how am I going to make this money? How am I going to pay for food? How am I going to do this? Instead of just believing and knowing right now that you're already supported and it's done. It's already fucking done. Thousands, millions, billions of dollars to create whatever you want already exists. And the thing that's blocking you is the fact that you won't feel into what it is you want to create. Oh, I want to do. But you don't want to feel what it is like to do the thing, right? So if you're sitting there painting, what does that feel like to be painting that picture? What does it feel like to put your happy little trees in the background, right? What does it feel like to stand back and witness this masterpiece that's been created? What does it feel like to then go sell that masterpiece, right? What does it feel like when someone says, oh my God, can I pay you $150,000 for this drawing, for this art? And then pulling that in, right? The body feels embodiment, okay? So many metaphysicians and spiritualists and business strategists and every fucking coach on the whole goddamn internet, as far as I'm concerned, is teaching you how to think about your future. Thoughts are things, and they're not talking about the thing. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to hold this in my hand? okay, and get specific about how it feels. So it's smooth, it's round, it's a little cold, but not really because it's plastic. It's pretty warm in here. It has this kind of rough edge that's flat. Okay, getting my eyes on mine. It's really sparkly with the gold scorpion in there, but there's a lot of contrast with the black and the white. It's comforting. You know, this is what I used when I did my Scorpio new moon ritual the other day, when we infused an object with our highest self's embodiment. So like just picking it up gives me this little zing of like happiness, Marie Kondo sort of thing, pussy pleasure, and I can feel it in my body. I pick up an object, right? So maybe another thing would be this lighter. Okay, the lighter is colder, especially the metal part is colder. It's really hard, right? There's not a lot of rough edges. So you start picking up random things. We are so not tactile. We're so in our fucking heads and out of our bodies that we can't even imagine what it feels like to have the things that we want, and then we wonder why they don't exist, right? So 1, dissolving the reality, dissolving the beliefs that you don't already have it. 2, learning how to really, really feel the reality already existing. And 3, getting turned on, like sexually turned on at the idea of having the thing that you want. That's how, like, that's building heaven on earth, because you're actually building. You think that you're not because you don't feel like you're really doing anything, but it's art. Build it and they will come. It's built. You have built it in your mind's eye, right? The Scorpion King, the Mummy 2 thing. It's projecting. You're projecting it out there already. You're already meditating. You're already going there. But you go there and then immediately you're like, okay, but how am I going to do this? That shit doesn't matter. What matters is, can you walk the streets of paradise in your mind's eye and smell the street food? Can you feel your lover's hand? Can you hear your children laughing in your new home? Can you see your dog running across the yard? Can you taste the pineapples off the trees, right? Like, I'm moving to Maui, so that's like my thing right now. I have the whole vision. I can hear the ocean. I can smell the salt. I can see, you know, my love is cooking in the kitchen and the kids are running around and I walk in. Like, it's the same vision over and over and over. And if you can create the same vision, you're actually imprinting into the future. This is how you become your own psychic. You can do this for sales calls. You can know exactly what it is you need to say to the person to close the big ass deal, because you just keep going there over and over and over again. And then you can turn up the volume and know what it is. And then when you're having the sales call, you're like, oh fuck, I remember that I already had this conversation with you, and at the end of it you said yes, so I don't need to worry about what the end goal is, and I can be here now because I've been here a bunch of times already. Okay? Let's see. Insta. I want to help people cross the bridge to superconscious and or help them to adjust to the new earth life. I love helping people and just want to help all the people, but they are not showing up with money right now and want it for free. Okay, so this, oh my dear Jesus, yes, this is a huge thing. I will tell you what I've been telling everyone, okay? You cannot make a living by giving shit away for free. Okay, I show up every single week for almost an hour for free and give you as much knowledge as I can. I'm not holding anything back because this is my free live stream, but I show up once a week. Sometimes I'll show up another time a week, like yesterday, how I showed up and did a little live meditation for you, right? Thank you, William. I'm glad that helped you. Yeah, see that house. Fucking go there, dude. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. I love it. Dragon's Lair. I'll bring you a housewarming gift when you're there. So I show up for free, right? I have a YouTube channel. I've got hundreds of hours of videos. On my website is the Pillars of Freedom. It's a free 3-part video series. It teaches you the trifecta of success, the manifesto of freedom, and there's actually a 3rd bonus video in there of building the empire, which is really explaining how to use the manifesto of freedom and the trifecta of success to do, like, it's like this, right? It's what I'm teaching here, but more broken down. And there's workbooks or journal prompts, all of that, right? So that's my freebie, right? That's what you can get if you go on my website right now. You can download it. You can get it. You're in. Then I have something that's $77 until the end of the week, or sorry, it's $44 until the end of the week, and then it's increasing to $77. It's the Accelerated Ascension Bootcamp. That's a 6-part video series where you go on there and I teach you about the unconscious and the conscious mind, moving from unconscious to conscious to super conscious, or from shadow to light to dark, from not having any choices, feeling like life is happening to you, being a victim, to realizing that you have some choices, but you're still like pretty privy to what it is that Source or God wants you to be doing, and you're just like guided essentially to knowing that you're a God here on planet Earth, embodied in human form, choosing and creating your own reality. Those are, so I talk about that, and then I walk you through all 4 bodies, the physical body and the ascension symptoms. So if you're someone that gets headaches or stomach aches or are prone to accidents, and you show up and you're like, Caryn, I already know all my blocks, like we don't have to do the shadow work stuff, right? That's because a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, I know that. Like for me, it was my stomach, right? I would know that I was going through an up level spiritually because I would get horrible gastrointestinal issues, like really fucking badly. It was gross. We don't need to talk about it, but it was gross. It was a lot of poop. It was a lot of sulfur. It was a lot of grossness. And then I was just like, for like a few months, I was like, yeah, I know, like it's kind of gross, but that's how I know, I gotta accept that that's how my body is. And then eventually I was like, wait, if I'm in control of my body at all times and in all ways, then I get to choose how I up level, and I am no longer available for me to have to spend 24 hours near a toilet and then only eat the brat diet. And sometimes this would happen for like a week at a time because I was going through so much emotional, mental, and spiritual shifts, and I was grounding that in, and my large intestine was absorbing and releasing. And like, fuck that. I have 3 kids and I run 2 businesses. I don't have time for that shit. Like, literally, that shit. I don't have time for it. So I reinstalled my belief system. I dissolved the belief that that was an up level, an ascension symptom, an up level symptom. They're the same word. And now that doesn't happen to me. Like, it rarely happens. And if it does happen, it's like the next morning after a super intense meditation. It's not all day long, right? Then we go through the emotional. So if you're someone who is prone to big swings here and there because our emotional bodies and our physical bodies are really attached to each other. The mental, emotional, and physical bodies actually all interplay. A thought creates an emotion, which creates a biochemical feedback, which then releases as a hormone into your physical body. So all 3 of them are totally connected, but their up-level symptoms can look a little different. So if you're someone emotionally that just like has super highs and super lows, are really drained, all of those things, right? And then the mental stuff being like that anxiety, that worry, the depression, all of the mental illnesses, all of that stuff. And then moving into the spiritual body, which is the final body of really like getting a little bit more meta with your life and being able to be the observer, watching your life and seeing what's going on and seeing how you can affect your physical reality. And then again, there's a whole video on embodiment, because that's what I teach, is embodiment of the priestess, embodiment of the goddess here on planet Earth. And I do work with men too, right? I focus a lot of my energy on women because we are in the divine feminine rising, and men, mostly your job is to support your woman and be like, okay, honey, I believe you. I think you're crazy, but you're my kind of crazy, right? And I love you and I support you. I'll do anything for you. We're shifting that role, right? That's what women have been doing for men for thousands of years. Go off to war, go off to work, I'll support you, I'll take care of the kids. We're actually shifting that right now with the divine feminine rising situation. And it's really so that we can rise together and create new earth. So that's the Accelerated Ascension Bootcamp that you can get, right? So to answer your question, like, I have offers that are lower for people who need it. The Freedom Frequency Shift, that's $777. You can go on there. It's a 8-part video. There's a workbook. It teaches, there's a vocal toning or a vocal activation along with really amazing beats that I was created with a producer, really high level spiritual producer. And that's to help you, again, you hear the frequency in your ears. You go through the 7-step process of building, believing and seeing, and going through the wobbles and dissolving your reality and the total breakdown and sitting in the goo and then taking the next right step and then realizing that your vision is so much fucking bigger than you that you don't even know how to handle it, and finally arriving in freedom, which is fearless authenticity, showing up no matter what people are going to say, being able to post something on Instagram and Facebook with your moon blood and cacao covered all over you, and then it ends up being the most successful post you've literally ever posted in 3 fucking years. Like, the fuck? Makes no sense. I would never know how to do that, right? I would never be able to channel and be like, hey guys, how do I create the most successful post? And if they told me, go cover yourself in blood and cacao and post it, I probably would have been like, fuck no. But instead I was in the moment and I showed up fearless and authentic with no shame, no give a fucks, no nothing. And that's what happened, right? So I have these lower level, they're highly they're so fucking powerful, so life-changing, so potent. But that is the way that I'm serving those people that don't have the money, right? And then if you're working with me one-on-one, packages start at $15,000 for 6 weeks and go all the way up to over $100,000, because my time is my most precious resource. So if you want me one-on-one, if you want to have that connection, you want to work with me and other super conscious leaders in any of the collaborative things that I have, like this is where we bridge that gap, right? With classism. I told you, I've known people who have had barely enough money to pay my fee, go from paying my fee, throwing up in the fucking toilet right afterwards, creating the money back the same fucking day, and then go on and create 10, 20, 30 times the amount that they invested. This is normal for me. Witnessing you in miracles is normal. It's why I'm the dragon doula. I'm here to witness you and hold the frequency as you birth your highest vision, because I know that you can do it. I know that you can do it. It's already done. There's no question in my mind that you can have anything that you desire. The question is, in your mind, do you believe that you're worthy of it? And what are you willing to do? Are you willing to take the massive, terrifying actions? Are you willing to have uncomfortable conversations? Are you willing to let go of the attachment of how is it going to be happening, and instead just continue to work on how you can dissolve the belief system that you don't already have it, right? And one of the things that so many people struggle with is that savior complex. Like, I just want to save the world. I want to help everyone. So create a few things. Like, I have a beautiful woman who here in Salt Lake who's a new sound healer, right? And she did this amazing sound bath on Friday. And the first thing I did afterwards, I gave her a hug and I said, this should not have been $10. It should have been $35. What the fuck were you doing? There were 20 of us in the room. It was 2 hours. She gave us Reiki. There was sound healing. There were 3 of them. So they were splitting this money. There were 3 of them. Like, it was crazy. It was insane that she charged that small amount of money. And her thing was the same block. Well, I want it to be available. It's like, so that means that you throw 3 or 4 of these a month at $35 or $40 a ticket. And that means that once a month you can do a donation-based sound bath. And then you're getting those people who can't afford it. Everyone can afford it, right? But you're able to feel like you're serving in that way by having some of those donation-based things, like me showing up every single week for almost an hour, giving my whole heart and soul to you, to everyone, knowing that this is watched in the future, knowing that soul contract clients will come and watch this, knowing that the way that I show up is how I blow up. The way that I become the no longer being the best kept secret in my industry is by showing up in all areas, that whole life alignment, right? Every area. How do I show up in one area of my life is how I show up in all areas of my life. So it's not that I give you any less because it's free. It's just that I don't show up for free as often as I used to, right? These used to go hour and a half, sometimes 2 hour long. And, and I've never taken down any of my videos. They're all available on my YouTube. They're all available on my Facebook. If you really wanted to, you could binge my content for like 3 days straight and maybe not even get through it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's got to be over like 200, 300 hours of content up at this point. So if you want to know what I know, I've given it to you already. But if you want me to get in there onto your personal life and get my hands dirty, well, that's going to cost you. Because time is money. It's a true story. Okay, anybody else? I love help. Okay, does anybody else have like a hands-on example of what they're trying to manifest? Or I feel like I hit all of the points pretty well. The love life, yeah, we hit on that. Creative, yeah. So, and then you can take all this into your business as well. I know a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs. You can take this into literally any area of your life, right? So you want to build, and this is building heaven on earth, right? When you sit there and you think about what it's like to have already, right? So like, take a moment, put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and just really go there. Go to March of next year. And what are you doing in March? You're living heaven on earth. And it might not be what you thought it was going to be immediately, right? So we're going to just go through the timelines. We're going to just dissolve any need to control right now. Just go. When you are living heaven on earth, What are you doing in March 2021? Where are you? Who are you with? What do you hear? What clothes are you wearing? What are you doing? Where are you? Are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you eating? Are you dancing? Can you hear the music? Can you hear the waves? Can you hear the people walking by or the children laughing? Can you smell anything? Are there candles nearby? Is it the salt water of the waves? Is it freshly cooked food on an Indian market? I'm seeing so many of you guys in your vision, so I'm kind of just like jumping through them all and picking out the ones that are most tactile to me. Can you taste anything? Are you eating the Indian street food? Did you just get out from surfing the waves and you have salt water in your mouth? Are you biting into a delicious pineapple? Like, what is it that you taste? Can you get all 5 senses on board with this vision? And then once you do that, can you now pull it down into your heart and feel how happy you are? How joyous it is to be in this scene. And then pull it down into your solar plexus and feel the gut and feel the willpower, the fire in your belly that's like, this is what I created. Holy shit, this is my life. I have the best, most amazing, most miraculous life. This feels so good. And can you pull that even further down and make it orgasmic? Can you get off on this vision? Can you feel your pussy getting wet or your cock getting hard? Can you feel in your sex organs that you have created this life? Even though you don't know how, you're there, you feel it, it feels amazing, all of your senses are on board, all of your willpower, all of your value, and then can you be brave enough to speak it into existence? So right now, I'm going to do it. I see myself in Maui with my children, with my love, creating this beautiful, beautiful planet and this place on earth. I'm creating that. It's done. It is done. It is there. And now I just follow the steps guided each day to get it. So are you brave enough to either type it in the comments or just say it out loud? If you can speak it into existence, then that's a huge block that you're releasing. Just even being able to be willing to speak your vision moves it again out of the mental and into the physical, because you're creating a physical vibration and it's no longer a mental vibration, right? So pull it in, open your throat chakra. A lot of people have really activated third eye chakras, and it's why you see mental breakdowns, why you see the schizophrenic breaks, why you see people who are like, oh my god, I tried spirituality and I almost went insane. Honestly, guys, what I teach is the art of going sane. Honestly, the rest of the world is fucking crazy. So let's go sane together, and that means pulling our visions from the crown and third eye, opening it through our throat, and then embodying it in the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and then bursting out through our root, and that's when it's birthed in physical reality, when you can live in a constant stream of miracles, where you can have any life, no matter how crazy it seems, no matter how unconventional, no matter how against the grain it is, you can have that life. If you can believe it and conceive it, you can achieve it. But if you continue to resist this idea, if you continue to resist the idea that you're already blissfully prosperous, that you are already free to choose the life that you want, then it's going to persist in your life that you don't have physical representations of what it is that's in your mind eye, right? What you perceive is what you receive. What you resist is what persists. So what are you willing to choose? Are you ready to choose freedom? Are you really ready to choose a life of the accelerated ascension path that moves you fully and completely into living heaven on earth? Because I can tell you right now, I live heaven on earth. I do. So if you need just one person to tell you that it already exists, I can be that person for you. But it's not just me, it's hundreds, thousands of people across the planet that not only I have helped, but my colleagues have helped. There's got to be at least right now 800,000 people on this planet that are vibrating at the frequency necessary to know that they are living heaven on earth. And as we pull more people into this frequency, eventually we'll reach a critical mass in global consciousness, and it'll flip. And everyone will be living in freedom, and everyone will be living in bliss, and everyone will be living in love. But it starts with your own inner work. It starts with your own inner choice every single day to decide, I am living heaven on earth. I am free. I am love. I am light. I am the shift. I am the storm that breaks the night. I am the thunder and the lightning, right? I am creator. I am God. I am dragon. Whatever that is for you. What are you? Who are you? How do you show up? Who you are is very simple. You're a fractal of the divine. You're a fractal of God. You are a fractal of source. What you are, also simple. You are source manifested in form. You are God manifest in form. And how you serve the planet is by singing your own song. And what that actually means is by vibrating your own freedom frequency out, knowing it, claiming it, embodying it, and then shining that light so fucking bright, not because you need external validation, because we already know that we're whole and complete unto ourselves, but because shining that light is what then makes it so much brighter so that other people can find the way and you become this giant electromagnet. And the universe says, fuck yeah, she's showing up, she's doing the work, I'm gonna support her even more. Here's a new soul client that's gonna come in. Here's a new giant investor that's going to come in. Here's this, here's that. The more you can live this, the more you can truly embody self-love, embody the yin and yang, knowing that you can't exist in physical form without the shadow and the light. Just stop trying to judge your shadow. Stop being so angry all the time when you get triggered, and just love the shadow. Just love all the parts of your life. Be happy now. Right now in this moment. Be happy now. And the more you perceive your happiness now, the more you'll receive it. Okay. I love you guys. Perfect. Yes, Michelle. Yes, yes. And the more you can make that a physical thing, living a bliss-filled dream life that allows full, joyous expression, abundant flow, and miracles, the more you can make that very tangible, right? Like, so I have this scene in my head that's the same scene where I come home, I think I'm coming home from work, and I walk into the kitchen and I can see my love is cooking and my kids are playing and my other son's outside, like he's sitting actually with a girl near the ocean, one of my kids up in a pineapple tree, my daughter's sitting there coloring. I can smell the smell of Indian food being cooked in my house. Like it's very tactile to me. So if you can create that very physical moment in time, what you're doing is you're creating a timeline, and then you're just constantly staying within the timeline. So throughout the rest of the day, you think, oh, do I feel the way I feel when I think about that? No? Okay, let's shift, right? Or how do I feel when I'm sitting in the Oval Office? How do I feel when I'm signing the paperwork, when I'm doing all of that? Like, what does the body feel of knowing that I'm the first woman president of the United States? What does the body feel of creating heaven on earth through legislative practices, right? What does it feel like to be going to those galas and to have that sort of abundant, lavish lifestyle around me while also holding the spiritual frequency? So I'll go there sometimes, and then throughout the course of the day, hanging out with the kids, doing homeschool, cooking dinner, working with clients, whatever, I'll tap in. Do I feel like I do when I'm in the Oval Office? Oh, no? Okay, fix my posture, take a deep breath. And so these are, those are the little nuances that you get taught when we work together one-on-one, or when you start looking at any of the courses that I have available on my website. So right now, Michelle, you have a very big, like a very general mental, like a bliss-filled dream life. What is it specifically? The more specific you can be about your dreams, the easier it is. It's like putting an order into the universe, right? Like if you just say, I want bliss-filled dreams, they'll be like, here. But if you're like, I want a 3-carat diamond ring on platinum setting that's heart-shaped, like, yes, that will come to you. If you can sit there, you can feel the ring on your finger, you can do all of that, it will come. And you'll be surprised at how it comes to you. Okay, guys, I love you. I used to be able to see the future. Since the fucking scandemic, it's been blocked, and I can't seem to see anything. That's a choice. You just decide that that doesn't fucking matter to you anymore. Like, it just, you can see. You see the future easily. There's no blocks, so that's where you create that. You have to do the work on the dissolving part for that for you. Just dissolve the belief that you can't see. We can all see. We're all psychic. All of us have access to super conscious resources. All of us are able to resource our own divinity. It's, that's just a belief system that you've installed, and now it's time to remove it. I'm in my beautiful new home. I feel the exquisite fabrics on my furniture, at the new clothing I wear. I feel the caressing hands of my beautiful partner as she sits next to me, and I finish another paragraph. Yes, William, yes. Yes, sir. That's it. So keep holding it. Keep going back to that same spot, right? You don't need to go to different places in your house. If that one feels good, if you can feel that in your sex and you can get turned on by that vision, hold it and go to it as often as possible. And throughout the course of your day, if other things come up, a random bill comes in, anything like that that seems like it's a block, go back to that space, go back to that body feel, and know that it's already fucking done. And that where you are right now, the way that you can be happy right now is because you already know the future. You already know it, just like you know that Thanksgiving is next week here in America. You know Christmas is on the 25th of December. You know when your birthday is. You know you have a dentist appointment. You know you're going to cook dinner tonight, right? When you can know these visions as easily, you can know that there's $1 million in your bank account as easily as you know you have to go cook dinner. That's when it magnetizes to you like that. That's when you're in a constant stream of miracles. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Today was beautiful. I love you all. Make sure you go onto the website, KarynTerrace.com. Look at any of those offerings that I told you about if you're interested. Check out the YouTube channel for that new moon Scorpio ritual that we did last week. It would still be really powerful. And enjoy this weekend, this amazing weekend moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius. What an amazing time to pull that arrow backwards and shoot it forward into your future. Okay, I love you all. Thank you so much.